Alright, hello everybody, I'm Steve from HoundsTeam Ninja Bay. Tonight, we're going to start by doing some masking, and I'll show you what I did earlier today, but we're going to work on two things on at least two of these two. I'm not sure if I'm going to do any of these lists with two just yet, but maybe. That's why I have them out. We're going to go ahead and tape these up first. Let's see, what was I looking for? Oh, the controls for the camera. Change the... Where'd they go? Oh, here they are. I want to make sure that we have... Oops. Not too bright. That yellow is a lot. Oh, that's why. Hold on. Now I understand. Okay. Cool. Start with something like that. Okay. Alright, first things first. This one... Actually, but making this one the red door one. Hold on. And let's make this one the back half one. Okay. This one. Dedusting them. Alright. Here's what we're gonna do. We are going to tape off everything that is not the red stripes. So this is gonna be the Baron armor. And it is going to have red stripes along the sides. So what I need to do is line up this tape, cover up the yellow. Where I want it, and leave exposed the area that will be red. I'm gonna do the other side first. Hey, thank you for the sparks. Hey, Cynic, how you doing? So I didn't get to see any Mass Effect this weekend, did I? Like a couple minutes, not a little bit. The very end. Oh, well, how did it go? I mean, I know you played the game before, so. Are you satisfied with the weekend's endeavor? That's an interesting question. I actually like the way it sounds. It almost sounds like poetry. Well, you're satisfied with the weekend's endeavor. Alright. That's a thing. Alright, now we gotta tape up the middle. It's harder than it looks. Let's start that section. Let's do it again. Besides tape. Wow. I'll show you in a minute when we're not exactly a minute. Yeah, maybe a minute. I'll show you what I worked on earlier. There's a lot more taping. A lot harder than this one. This is too. This is easy. Relatively. Alright, let's start with the tiny tape. Where's the smallest tape? I got 3 size Tamiya tapes you can see here. 10, 6, and 3mm, I think. Oh, no, I'm sorry. 18, 10, and 6. Oh, I can't see chat. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Why can't I see chat? There it is. You saw the end of Project Overlord. Yes, I did. That's right. Hey, Sato, how you doing? I was like, why is nobody responding to me? Oh, because I'm not looking at a chat window. You know, the type of window that makes the words show. That would explain. How you doing, Sato? Everything going okay, man? I might have to crisp up the edges on this red one when we're done, because it's gonna be hard to get perfect. Absolutely perfect. I don't think that's really the goal. I'll accept that. That'll work. That little lip on the edge of the window makes it a little tricky, so. Okay. Ah, I told I had some good news this week, right? You said maybe. I don't think you said you definitely did. I think it was a possibility. Is it definitely good news? You're having a boy.
I've been thinking this for too long. Send a message, you don't reply. I'll keep looking for you, even if it's wrong. Sitting all alone in my room.
I think that'll do it. Alright, now I gotta cover the window. That'll do. We're just trying to leave 2 red stripes. That's it. We're gonna have 2 red stripes on each side. Gotta be careful with this side over here. I'm gonna want to lift up because of the round big thing here. It's not flat enough. The tape's gonna want to lift. We just gotta keep an eye on that. All right, here we go. So now we can start spraying, and then this is gonna be a separate set of colors. I'll wait. That's gonna be really easy, actually. No kids, dude. Too many kids around. I agree. What for? What for? What for? What? What for kids? Or what's the tape for? Or what's the stripes for? What's the question? What for? What for? Where's my coffee? Oh, there it is. More people eating. No, I mean. What's the cranky old nerd? Did everybody vote? Did everybody vote on models? I sent out the poll at 6. You can vote for as many as you want. We're gonna do a cut to 3 or 4, depending on what the vote turns out as. We'll cut to the top. You have a new job! Congratulations! I never knew who. You know what? This is getting really confusing for me. I never know who's who anymore. People have a Twitch/Mixer name. They have a Discord name, and they have their real name on Patreon. I tell you, I don't know who anybody is. It's not entirely true, but it's partially true. Oh, also, I realized why my hand has been so fucked up lately. It's been all the airbrushing. Massive amounts of airbrushing, which I guess is not as ergonomic as I had thought, is what is messed up this ligament between these two bones. Because this was getting all messed up, and I realized it's from this. It's from this particular position. All right. So what we're gonna do? We're going to airbrush the stripe. We're gonna start with. I need to get out the right colors here. Get the reds now. All red. Then we're gonna go to Mephiston red, then Evil Sun Scarlet. Where's the Evil Suns? Should be over here. That'll do it. All right. I'm still sad over there. Yeah, thank God. You brought up the John Vic. Dude, I like the John Vic. Nobody voted for it yet. I was actually surprised. I thought the John Vic was going to be pretty popular, actually. I like it myself. I probably will vote for it. I haven't voted yet. I'm thinking I'm going to stay out of it until we need a tiebreaker, and then maybe I'll throw my vote in. But for now, I'm staying out of it. Mostly, not so much because I don't want to vote, it's more because I don't want to influence other people's votes. Not that anybody knows it's me, but if something starts to pull ahead, people will vote for it or vote against it or whatever. I want most of that response to be pretty natural. Piper's pretty cool, yeah, that's it. Piper was a good choice. That was Crunchy Coleslaw's suggestion, and he's really into Judgment. That was his suggestion. I think he even mentioned that to me a long time ago before this. He wanted me to pay 10. It's a cool model, and it's perfect for the 18-hour time frame. That was a little bit of a misunderstanding because two people put in board games. One person put in the board game after the first person did. I think that was kind of a monkey see, monkey do situation, which is fine. I just can't do a full board game in 18 hours. Not without hating myself. And the first person didn't really mean for me to do the whole board game, but he also didn't specify, which was... You gotta be specific. 24 votes, dude. Well, 24 votes, but it's not... I don't know if that's 24 different people, I think. Is that counting... That's counting each vote. Yeah, you can multi-vote. Go back and multi-vote. Get back in there. It'll let you change it. Oops, sorry. Stand up and be counted for what you are about to receive. Alright. Alright, we're going to rinse out the airbrush real quick. While that coat dries, we'll put the next coat on. You voted on one. Vote for more. Vote for as many as you think are reasonable. Remember, we're probably doing a second vote anyway, so make sure the ones you like make it to the next vote. Let me know how much you charge for a private class. It's in there already. I'm confused. It's already on Patreon. It's $25 for an hour. It's tier 4. If you want to do private, just switch to tier 4. If you want to do both, let me know. That's separate. But if you want to do both, you should switch to tier 4 and then we'll figure out the difference. You wanna hang out with me, man? Oh, you mean like in person? Well, that's fine. You mean you wanna come to Rhode Island? Man, I don't know why I knew anyone wanted to come to Rhode Island. Oh, where are you moving to? Where are you? 4 hours apart? Are you gonna be in Connecticut? New York City? Or Upper New Hampshire. 4 hours away is, or Virginia. That's more than 4 hours away. It takes me 5.5 to get to New Jersey. 4 hours by what? Flight? It takes me 5 to 6 hours to drive to J-Crod in central New Jersey. Oh, by train. Yeah, not a car. Gotcha. 775 River Road, Fairhaven, New Jersey. Peninsula Games. Greatest store you've never been to. Yeah, I had a bad experience today. One of the reasons I didn't stream before I went by Dirigible. What's up, Rainer? Somebody contacted me before I was gonna had to go to a meeting. I had a meeting for the game club. We do a town hall meeting a couple times a year. Dirigible, oh my goodness. Could you imagine taking like a Final Fantasy style airship? I'll be there in 7 hours. Imagine the music. I always liked the airship music in FF games. Oh, this is not, hold on, this one's not open. It's probably an open one. Yeah, this one's open and almost empty. Metro. What's up, man? How you doing? Good to see you. I've been lurking in your stream a little bit from time to time lately. I just haven't. I've been lurking more and more. I actually am trying to cut down on my Twitch viewing, and with rare exceptions, trying to cut down on how much I actually can, like. You know, it's funny. Here's the thing. I don't know how you guys feel about this. I find that there's 3 completely separate things that I can burn out on. So I can burn out on painting. Painting burnout is a real thing, and it has occurred to me in the past. I've been pretty good about it lately, but painting burnout's a thing. Streamer burnout is a thing. So as a streamer, you're like, I don't want to stream. I don't want to be on stream. I don't want to talk to people on stream. That's streamer burnout. And then there's stream burnout, or just Twitch burnout, which has nothing to do with streaming. It has to do with being a viewer of streams. And I think for maybe the first time I'm burning out on that a little bit. But to be fair, I spend a lot of time in people's streams. Yeah, all 3 burnouts are real, and they're independent. They don't go together. Like, I am not really burning out on painting, although this is getting difficult doing this big project. But, yeah, man, I mean, they're all totally different things. And different things can trigger all 3 of them. It's funny, because the start of my stream viewing burnout came at the end of a period where I was getting burned out on streaming. That was right around my birthday, and when I switched over to this multi-streaming nonsense, I actually felt kind of reinvigorated to stream again. I've actually been having a lot of fun streaming lately, and painting, for that matter. But viewing streams, not quite as much. It's kind of been a chore lately, just a little bit. Today I got really mad because somebody tried to kind of interject into something that maybe they should just stay out of. Basically, somebody tried to get in touch with Ken from Badger on my behalf to try to smooth over the situation from last year. Like, no. I don't want them to fix my airbrush. The last thing I want is another Badger airbrush. I'd rather die. Like, I didn't ask you to do this. Leave me alone, please. Alright, just gonna run a little air. Yeah! When you watch, you can share the pain. That's true. Hey, what's up, J-Crowd? Antonio Brown's coming to the Patriots. I'm gonna rub it in everybody's face. Did he work at Badger? No, it's somebody who sold their soul to be a Badger, shill. So, sort of. As far as I'm concerned, nobody with a Badger logo, you know, rotating on their stream has any credibility whatsoever. They can S my D. Cranky man. Cranky man. I am a cranky man. Alright, I'm gonna let this dry. But it really pissed me off, really, really badly, because the person who took it upon themselves to do it managed to do it in the most condescending possible way to me. Like, you gotta be kidding me, right? They basically acted like I never tried to fix my own problem, or I never dealt with customer service. Like, or Ken. Like, they got in touch with, like, oh, I talked to Ken personally, he's gonna take care of your situation. Like, he's the one who fucked it up in the first place! Why do I want to work with Ken again? Like, you never listened to me the first time, and now you're trying to fix my problem, which is not a problem, because I've moved on with my life. The last thing I need is some asshole trying to fix a non-problem. A knight! I just primed my Chaos Knight. Nice! Still undecided on colors. Super sweet. They're old school, Hounds. Who's old school? The weirdo trying to do that shit? Or knights. Alright. We're working on the red stripes for my, for the Baron for the House Hawkshroud. We're about to put on some Evil Sun Scarlet. We've got a bunch of other yellow panels for House Hawkshroud already done. This one is actually I'm gonna do the back half in black. And let me show you really quickly the ones I did earlier today. These are all for House Raven. So this one's gonna get chevrons down the middle. This one is gonna get Baron stripes and going to get chevrons on this side, but I have to do the chevrons first, then cover up the chevrons, do the Baron stripes on both sides. Oh, it looks like I lost another magnet. I don't have to worry about that because I only have to falling off. Here's another one. This is going to be the Princeps. This is going to be Grevin. I left the space in the middle for the white stripe, but I haven't painted it white yet. I'll do that later. And then I blocked off areas for chevrons for all of the House Raven armigers. But I'm letting them dry overnight first, so I don't tear off any of the paint with the tape. Yeah, it's a whole lot of Knights Joke to Smirk. 3 more months and we rebel. Against who? Who are we rebelling against? Oh, I got a cool commission today, actually. So I went to the shop, to the game store, the game club. Oh, the ones for the Titanic, no, they're small. These are 40k scale. Doka Smirk, thank you for the follow. So what is happening? Oh yeah, so I ran into a guy I haven't seen too frequently, and I saw him a couple weeks ago at the club, and he said that he went to Gen Con, and when he was at Gen Con, there was a booth. He's a big RPG guy, and he LARPs as well. And he went to a booth at Gen Con, where there was a company selling digital... let me say this correctly. 3D printed figures based on, like, I guess, digital scans they took of your face. And he made it sound like it didn't look like him at all. And then he brought in the figures today. I have them, but I'm not going to show them right now. I haven't cleaned them up yet. They look just like him. Look, I saw them, I was like, holy shit, they look just like you. I can't wait to paint them because they're going to look just like him. It's pretty amazing. So I'm pretty excited for those, actually. They're slightly larger scale than I was expecting to. They're not huge. They're like, they're probably like 35. All right. There's some Evil Sons with these stripes, then we're good to go. What's that try out? You need minis of yourself? Yeah, it's pretty cool. He has 4 of them. He's got like a cleric, and he's got like 4 different classes. Who's your warlord? I am. What's up, man? So we started the voting today. For anybody that is a member of the Patreon, is a patron who has not voted yet, and also maybe is not aware, you can vote for as many as you like. We're gonna do a cut to 3 or cut to 4 once we have initial voting done by Thursday. Then over the weekend we'll do a final vote, and then I'll probably try to buy them in next week. Alright, we'll let that dry for a minute. Pull the tape off. Alright, while we let that dry, I'll clean out the airbrush since I don't need the red anymore. Assuming this dries to the color I want. Should be fine. Another coat wouldn't hurt, but... Alright, we'll let that dry, clean out the airbrush, we'll do black. We're gonna black back half this. That leaves us one that's pure yellow, one with red doors, one with the red Baron stripes, and one with a black back half. Vote as many as you want. If you only want to vote one, that's fine. I have a lot more panels to work on after this, so it's going to be mostly an airbrushing stream. What else is going on? Anybody catch anything cool this weekend they want to talk about? Sports, movies? Did you go to the opera? What happened this weekend? I'm contacting Russian bot people to influence this in my favor. Nice. Did you make a suggestion for the list? I don't remember if you did. I don't know who's who anymore. We were saying this earlier. I don't even know if you're a patron. I assume you are, but I don't know. Maybe I'm if you're not. I don't know people's real names yet. That's part of the problem. Because we actually got really, I wouldn't say lucky, but you're not, okay. We have like 9 new members in the last week. Yes. Oh, and that brings me to the title, guys. I actually want to check with a friend too, because I don't know what he uses as the name for his community. But somebody came up with, I can't remember who it was now. Somebody the other day came up with the idea of the FangClub. Now, I've never thought of houndstooth as relating to the tooth of a dog. I always thought houndstooth was the pattern. That was it. As far as I'm concerned, houndstooth is now and has always been about the pattern. But I cannot deny that many people see the name houndstooth and think about dogs and wolves. Totally fine by me. It works. So the name FangClub came up. I've always used HoundsTeam because HoundsTeam fits with houndstooth. The houndstooth, the houndsteam, houndstooth, houndsteam. It works. Ricky from Trailer Park. Exactly, Ricky from Trailer Park Boys. Perfect. I still haven't seen that show that you've told me about like 9 times. Letterkenny? Yeah, exactly. No, totally. Ricky's the best. See, yeah, you're a vote for HoundsTeam? See, okay. I might make it an official poll. I just want to get it for now. I just want to get sort of an idea from people if they have a preference one way or the other for HoundsTeam versus the FangClub. Yeah, I gotta find it. Where didn't you say it was Amazon, or like where do I find this Letterkenny? Where can I source a Letterkenny? Nothing but reliably, sustainably sourced Letterkenny. Oh, I'm doing this wrong. So typically when you want to cover something, you leave the area that you want to paint uncovered. That's generally works best that way. Oh god, come on, Tate. There we go.
You heard of this big cat that's supposed to be around? Of course. Some say it's a puma, others a giant ape, and still others
Yeah,
say
I'm gonna
it's
put
the
one more
sucra.
piece just as a shield.
Sucra. It's a new kind of animal to me. There's a
Oh,
famous
yeah,
jungle
let's do this.
beast.
Laughed my ass off watching it. Oh, it's on Hulu. Okay, Hulu.
And known to attack humans also.
The dudes writing it are on fire right now. I gotta check it out.
But I'm sure it will.
Alright, I had a big roll of masking tape that I didn't necessarily want to put in contact with the surface, but I don't need to because I can just hang it right off that other tape. I just don't know where I put it. It was within arm's reach. So it should be right here. Earlier today, anyway. Let's see. That's new. Huh, where are you? Big roll of blue tape. Oh, there you are. I hope somebody puts them out. We need them. Oh, that was actually funny. Just a general. I shouldn't be back this far anyway. I just want to make sure that I really don't want to get stuff on yellow. Yellow is such a pain in the balls to begin with. Let's keep that yellow fairly clean, especially because I'm going to be spraying black here for a minute. I want to make this back half black. I'm going to make it black, and then I'm going to spray dark gray over it for highlights.
Of course. Some say it's
Let's go with a pure black first, though.
giant ape, and still others say it's the sucra.
Let me think. What do I want to use here? I think I want to use the... Really been preferring the Vallejo black lately, the model color black. But I'm running low. So, before we do that, let's go ahead and take the tape off of this guy. Let's do the unveiling. I'll have to do a little touch up. I think my tape line, where I placed the tape could have been a little bit better, but I can handle that with a brush. And that's not great, but I can handle that as well. Alright, not too bad. Not too bad. We've got at least our general placement and our general stripage down, and we can fix the rest. Alright, not bad. That is house. House Hawktrap. Okay. Now, back over here. I'm gonna find my black. You know what? I don't think I want to spend the whole stream airbrushing. I think we'll finish this, and then maybe I'll work on the what's it called? Mangler squigs. Nice. Nice fire emote. Got the mango squigs that I did put them together. For anybody that saw me working on them last time, what happened was I realized that the placement of the top squig wasn't absolutely perfect, and so the chains were kind of hard to get in place. The balls and chains. I managed it though. It involved a little holding, a little hand holding, a little extra fast acting plastic cement, and a lot of thoughts and prayers. But it worked. Oh, why is the restream? Hold on. No chat on the screen. Oh, I know why. Oh, I don't know why. There we go. That's weird. Come on. You can do it. There we go. Paint was not sufficiently mixed. Frank Pearson, Sam Laxton. Anybody playing any video games right now? Chilling? Guys, if you haven't followed, for some strange ass reason, if you're not following Rainer72, such a nice dude. He's just such a good dude. His painting is fucking unbelievable. I'm sorry I swore in conjunction with trying to recommend somebody, but dude, it almost hurts. It almost hurts. Oh, he played Dead Cells. Oh, sweet. What do you think? I wanted to start playing Dead Cells, and I was saying so one day, and then somebody in the chat was like, I don't like it. It's not very good. It was actually another miniature painter. Martyr? Is Martyr good? Finding that enjoyable? See, I love Metroidvanias, so I was definitely interested in Dead Cells. Yeah, I know, man. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to put the spotlight on you, except the spotlight's always on you because your painting is unbelievable. I'm gonna get some judgment done at some point. That day is not today, and come on, black paint. Spray! I need some black ink. That'll help me. Yeah, let's just spray black ink. With this black paint to thin it. Oops. Accidentally, yes I did. Accidentally released the quick release. My airbrush popping it up. Alright, let's try this again. The replay has got me, and the difficulty is right about as hard as I like it. That's nice. I was watching a friend play Hollow Knight yesterday, and I actually never finished it. I got to the end, but then I got obsessive about getting 100%, 108% or whatever, and then trying to go for like the best ending. So I never actually finished the game. I think I have like 98% completion on Hollow Knight. Something is wrong. I can fix it. I can almost guarantee that's gonna fix it. Yep. I should go back to Hollow Knight. I didn't do the expansion. Yeah. You know, I don't know how early you played Hollow Knight 2, but if you played it really early, the later patches, they just did a lot of rebalancing and quality of life improvements. And the first time I started playing Hollow Knight, I started playing it like before one of those patches. and I could not beat Hornet for the life of me. I just couldn't do it. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I am learning this goddamn pattern. There's not enough reaction time for me to react once I think I know what she's doing. And so I put the game down for a long time because I was like, I got the Hornet. I can, I'm doing a great job. I've got everything I can possibly pick up. I've got every upgrade I can get up to this point. And I can't beat Hornet. So I just put the game down, and then I came back, and they had patched it. And then I played the Hornet fight, and it was so easy. So easy. I almost felt bad. I was like, oh, those 20 hours I did trying to practice this stupid Hornet fight, and then somebody just decided it was way too hard, and now I'm just so pro at this Hornet fight because of where the lip bar used to be. Was, I guess, people had said before that she was the hardest boss in the game initially. She's like a top 3 boss in the game, but she's the second boss. So I can see why they would rebalance it. Alright. Nice and black. Black is my soul. Alright, I will highlight that in a minute. First, we're gonna rinse this out. I got a couple things banging in my stream libraries this Rainer. I picked up Desktop Dungeons again, since Wife has been playing a bit. I usually just play stuff that I can do in 30-minute chunks. Yeah, we talked about, have you gone back into the Gungeons since that time I saw you go in there? I'm sorry if I think you said you were trying to lurk, so feel free to ignore me, by the way. Go about your business. For these. Played a couple extra rounds. I hadn't picked it up since. I remember watching you play, and there were a couple guns that I hadn't seen. It's like, I wonder if there was another patch. That made me curious. We're getting a very late start here tonight. We usually start at 6. At 6 on Mondays, but I had to go to that meeting, so we didn't get started here until 9. My Steam playthrough is mostly unlocked. What kind of airbrush is that? This is a Sparmax Max 35. This has actually become not one of my preferred airbrushes. I wound up replacing it with another Mr. Hobby. I mean, I'm not replacing it. I still use it at times. I now have a 0.2, a 0.3, and a 0.2, a 0.35, and a 0.5. I use the 0.2 or the 0.5 for most things, and I'm starting to not use this 0.35 as much. Dungeon is one of my favorites. That game grew on me super hard. Hey, J.K. Sterl's throwing some Mixer love. Thank you for the sparks. Which airbrush would you suggest I buy if I was looking to buy one for Warhammer? I don't have a good answer for that. I mean, I don't have a good answer for that because I personally don't like using just one airbrush. Still hoping that will work someday. What the fireworks? I recently replaced my Iwata Eclipse with Grex TG3. Replaced is a strong word, though. Did you just add to your stable of airbrushes? I swear to God, it's something like that, J.K. Souls. I've read somewhere about it. That's why that one day I was asking if somebody can try to look it up. I haven't thought to look it up again after stream, but somebody has to trigger it, and I don't know who it is. I don't even think it's me. I think it's the audience. think it's the chat has to trigger it. Yeah, both have quick disconnects, right? So the thing with Dark Instincts is that primarily if you want to get an airbrush for Warhammer initially, your main function with it is to prime. The number one thing you're going to use it for is priming. The number two thing you're going to use it for is probably base coating, and then eventually you may start using it for varnishing as well. And for priming and varnishing, you definitely want a larger bore airbrush. You want something with a larger needle and nozzle size in order to get stuff done fast and not clog as frequently, especially because you're going to be new and you're not going to you're going to make mistakes. But that also means that there's certain things that you may eventually want to do that you aren't going to be able to do as well with a really large bore, with a really large like opening needle nozzle combo size. So yeah, you gotta decide your budget. Exactly. It used to be that people would suggest to get a Badger or Patriot 105, but I can't in good conscience recommend that you do that. Yeah, I want it for priming and multicolor priming at that, because I live in Florida where humidity is murder. Do you want it for priming and base coating? Yes, especially in Florida, in places where the humidity is going to make rattle cans a real pain in the butt. Alright, I want some... Not that one. What this one? I want a little Scale Fantasy and Games, Necro Gray or Negro Gray, Black Gray. And I want a Neo or a... No Badgers. Seriously, the thing is, a Badger Patriot 105 is not a terrible airbrush by itself, but it's not worth it when you consider the chances that you're going to get one that just is fucked up from like the moment their manufacturing process is so fucking bad that of the 4 Badger airbrushes that I've used, 2 of them were busted right out of the box. And then their customer service is terrible. Like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it to put yourself through that. Get something else. Didn't have to spend a whole lot of time, a whole lot of good brushes in the 50 to 1. Yeah, it's true. There's a lot. That's the thing, like, there are good brushes in that range. There's plenty of them. There's at least, like, 4 or 5 brands in that range. They sell a Wada and have that 40% off this one. Yeah, I mean, my suggestion... Remember, though, the only thing is, with Hobby Lobby and Michaels in general, and especially with their airbrush stuff, they have a 40% off coupon, but that stuff is way marked up to begin with. You can walk in there and get it. My suggestion is to buy through a reputable company like Spray Gunner or something. HoundsTeam, you're pro HoundsTeam. One more vote for HoundsTeam, no votes for FangClub. Alright, good night, J-Crod. Have a good one. Don't go for knockoffs, yeah. It's the same thing with Kolinsky Sable brushes. You know, I keep hearing people complaining about these Winsor and Newtons that they bought off Amazon. I would wager that a good number of those bad Winsor and Newtons that people are buying off of Amazon are knockoffs. Been looking at the Iwata clips from just internet searching quality numbers. The funny thing is I can never remember. Iwata has 2 cheap lines, right? There's the Neo and the Eclipse. One of them is a Sparmax. It's literally a rebranded Sparmax airbrush. It's not made in Japan like the other ones. And I don't remember which one that is. Maybe neither of those is made in Japan. Doka Smart, take a look at, I have 2 of these down, not the one I have in my hand, but I have 2 Mr. Hobby airbrushes now, and these are badass. They're made in the same factory These are the ones that Kenny's using one of these now too. Kenny from Next Level Painting, but he uses the 289. This half damage just bought one. I have a 270 and a 266. These are awesome. They're made in the same factory as the Iwata airbrushes in Japan. Yeah, that's really all that needs to be said. That one was 105. My other one, I think, I bought it on sale for 90. But I think the list price on the 270 was also 105 or something. They're about they're like 80 to 110, something like that. It depends on exactly which model and all that, but yeah, they're not super expensive. They're a lot cheaper than the similar Iwata brushes. Yeah, that's the best part. Because I mean, the thing is, like, they're off-brand Iwatas. Let's also keep in mind, when I say they're off-brand, but they're Mr. Hobby. Mr. Hobby is not exactly an off-brand. Mr. Hobby's a pretty big name brand when it comes to Gunpla and, you know, scale models. Okay, I only stopped in to do a fireworks show, and now that I've searched the entire internet, I can find no mention of how it works. Oh man, we gotta contact customer support. I gotta find out how this fireworks show works. No, I know, it's not it's not off-brand. I know, I stepped in that one. Lots of seasonal pricing, yeah. Oh, that's true. I forgot about seasonal pricing. Oh, quit. Sorry, JK Searles. We will find out. I will tell you one day. Hopefully we can figure out how to trigger all the ones that are like, hopefully there's a queue. There's like 7 fireworks displays ready to fire off. I'm still trying to highlight this shit. Hold on. There's no button on my end. I have Mixer up here somewhere. There's no fireworks button. Release the hounds. Oh, that used to be our raid call. Hey, Zalfir, what's up, man? It is late. How are you doing? You're not sleeping? There we go. I've used this Mr. Hobby. No, not this one. It's not in my hand right now. I've used my Mr. Hobby PS270 for over a year now. I got it last summer. It's fucking awesome. I love it. I think it's. I don't know. I hesitate to say this because I can never keep all the Iwata lines straight. I'm pretty sure it's similar to the Precision line. That's the thing. So, alright, take care, JK Searles. So the Mr. Hobbies are comparable to Iwata airbrushes of much higher cost because the 270 and 289 are more similar to the Precision line, and then the what's the one I want? The 277? Yeah, that one is a what do they call it? Shit, what's the name of that? A micron. It's a micron. It's freaking crazy. It's a matched head system micron for $200. A micron costs like $450. Looked up the fireworks show button. Was used for a live show from Mixer. You spent the sparks during the show to launch real fireworks. Oh, god damn it! And now it doesn't do anything. Is JK still there? JK, we got the answer. I think he's gone though. Oh, there he is. Looked up the fireworks show bump. Was used for a live show from Mixer. You spent the sparks during the show. I can't believe they left it up. Oh, okay. So I can disable it. Yeah, you're right. I can disable it. Hold on. I think I know how to do that. Alright, I'm gonna do it. Here's something. Skills. Yeah, there we go. Fireworks show. Down! Alright, the rest of them are legit. Alright, cool. No more fireworks display. Sorry about that. Thanks for finding out the answer to that mystery, Dead Zone. Yeah, I've got it. It's down. They have some videos of the fireworks shows out there. Looks a little nuts. Sounds nuts. Alright, knocked off that. Alright, so I don't know if you saw it. I was probably leaving. We just finished the stripes on the. So one of these is gonna have red doors. One of them is just gonna be straight yellow. This one's got the Baron stripes. The one we just did's gonna have a black back half. Kind of match the arms or the shoulder plates, and then that's it for Questoris main carapace shells. Haven't done anything with these particular armature ones yet. Start that tomorrow. Now, oh, excuse me. And then for anybody that just came in, here are the House Raven ones. This one is going to be chevrons on this side, and then I'll subdivide it and put in a Baron stripe here and here. This one's going to be all chevrons. This one's going to be all chevrons. This one's going to be chevrons on the outside and a Princeps white stripe down the middle. And this one is going to be chevrons down the middle. Similarly here, chevrons down the middle, chevrons on the outside. This will be just like Randall, he'll be chevrons on the right side. This one's going to be like the one in the box art, chevrons up until that point. And this one I just did just the door. Alright, does that cover what I wanted to do tonight? I think so for that part, because I don't want to do chevrons tonight. I'm going to let all of that paint dry for many more hours until I try to tape it, so I do not peel off tape. I mean peel off paint with tape. Alright, I'm gonna break down this airbrush booth. Move it out of the way. I think I'm gonna work on Mangler Squid a little bit. Or I can airbrush, but I'm feeling a little airbrushed out, especially because my hand is frantically coming in. Something you get on your way out! I think I missed it. Oh, there it is! Fireworks! Damn, nice. A GIF of fireworks. Thanks, man. I need an app to test night color schemes. I know, right? Well, I woke up early feeling sick, and I'm about to have a nose bleeding since I can mostly only smell iron and blood. Oh, damn. Substitute. Alright, good night, man. Alright, let me pull this shit. This is a $50 Masters airbrush booth that I bought, what, 5.5 years ago? It still works. Okay. Whoa! Rainer's following. Oh, a mixer! Holy shitballs! Starting the party! Rainer, thank you for that. Alright, here. Here's the Mangler Squid pile. Ugh. Why does this feel weird now? This whole area feels like it's different dimensions. Oh, I should have could have left that up and airbrushed all the metals on these. Here's the now gloss coated Dominus Night frames. It's 4 of these. But actually, when the primer dried, it dried a lot better looking than when it was wet. For some reason, the Stynylrez black gloss black primer acts a little weird when it's wet. Like it beads in a really weird way. And I thought maybe that it was because I wasn't shaking it. It's just always like that, but it dries fine. You do have to do two coats though, at least. Ingress, thank you for the guys. Thanks for the follows on Mixer. I appreciate it. We're gonna have to adjust the camera. Hold on, get that. That's why it looks weird. Oh yeah, there. Let's get some focus on it. Ingress, thank you for the Yankee Cat. Thank you for the sparks. Alright. Does that work? Like that. Does that work? Yeah, that works. Alright, well, where are we with this thing? I want to do a little bit more work on the goblins. The gobos. I realized that was something I basically forgot to paint inside of this guy's mouth and the upper lip of both guys. I didn't turn them up like this to see that I'd missed those areas, so I missed those areas. So we're gonna fix that. Oops. Dropping shit all over the place. Once we fix that, we can do... There's a lot of metallics work to do now. That is what is remaining. It's gonna be I think it's gonna, because of the late start, I don't think it's gonna be a really long stream tonight, guys. You have no idea. It doesn't do anything. It did what it was supposed to do. It showed the picture of an angry cat. I kind of like when people are confused about Mixer because they're like, "What does it do?" I'm like, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything. The only thing that was really confusing was the fireworks because it really felt like it should do something. Find some focus there. Aw, Mermaid Corgi. If you look in the chat, you'll see in the chat window in Mixer, you'll see the Corgi swimming. Weird looking Night Armor there. Oh, I just finished with the Night Armor Greedy Raven. Just put it away. I hope this stuff arrives by this day, otherwise I'm gonna be waiting forever. Yep, I know that feeling. Mixer is weird. In kind of a wonderful way. You just spent a bunch of time on Night Armor, you missed it. I need to get a lot more done tomorrow. Well, we got a lot of initial masking taping of things done today. Not bad. Can't complain. Yeah, even though it's in shadow, I need a little bit more green on the upper lips of both these combos. Okay, we need the tongue on this guy. Thank you for that, Rummy's Revenge. Thanks for the follow. Alright. Ready to change the title. People to give me shit about the Night Armor. Alright. Stayed up too late last night, gonna crash. Have a great rest of your stream. Thanks, Cranky, Nerd. Salt. Thanks for the salt. 10,000 sparks. Maybe, should I just disable them all? Maybe I should just disable sparks, period. Except for like some of the small ones. Thank you for the sparks. Taco. Unless you guys enjoy them. This used to be way more legit. The background. Oh, it's getting really hot in here too. Much better already. So those two little fixes. Now I want to change some things on this goblin. Take a little bit of this yellow out. And a little more goblin green, and a little bit of this toxic waste green, whatever. How are you doing, Cranky? Oh, you're gone. Because you had a late night. Reminder of several things. Number one, we are in a big patron drive this month. I am trying to desperately, I will sell you my kidneys. I'm trying to get to 50 patrons this month. We're at 36. It's actually not bad, especially considering we were at like 25 like last week. We are at 30. We went from 25 to 36, and it's still early in the month. Only the 9th. We're a third of the way through the month. Can we get to 50? I hope so. Yeah, I didn't do one today. Actually, I feel bad I didn't do one today. I can still try to get one in tonight. Yeah, the daily hips, I'm glad you like them. I try my best. I work pretty hard on them. If you have any suggestions of something you want me to write about, let me know. Some of the better ones have been ones that people asked me for. Yes, and then also on that topic of the Patreon, we just put up today the poll for the... So I had a goal to hit 30 patrons, and like I said, I was on only 25 last week. And I think on Friday we hit 30, I was really happy about that. And what I had promised long ago was that when we hit 30, I was going to do an 18-hour marathon, and we will do exactly that, just as I promised. Now, what model are we going to paint for that 18-hour marathon? I leave that up to my patrons. I let them make the suggestions, and then now that I had accumulated, was it 13? 13 suggestions, I put them all in a poll. And patrons are going to vote on it between now and Thursday. You have until Thursday, and that's when I'm making the first cut. A little bit more just pure yellow for highlights. Goblins. It's funny, you know why I'm doing this? I can be very, very susceptible to the feedback. The funny thing is, it's not even feedback on my model. I popped in to check out Shoshi's stream today, right before she ended. I didn't know that at the time. I just went in. I was like, oh, let me check and see what Shoshi's doing. There were mango squids on the screen, the same model. They weren't hers. She was somebody must have asked her for feedback. And the only thing I heard her say was, you need to put more yellow on your goblins. And I was like, I didn't even really see the goblins. I didn't even see the picture of the model they were actually talking about. I was like, I probably need to put more yellow on mine too. So, I mean, I knew I wasn't done with the goblins anyway. But now probably there's something in my little brain right now that's telling me to highlight them a little more. At least kind of undercoat them with a little bit of yellow, and if necessary, come back over and glaze a little green. But it's helping quite a lot to really pop them just a little bit in some spots. Yes, that poll is happening right now. It will be between now and Thursday. Then I will put up the second poll with just the... Oh, and by the way, if you didn't hear this, Telkri, or anybody else who was voting, you can vote for multiple models. You can vote for any model you're interested in seeing. Vote for all of them if you want to. I'm just going to choose the top ones, the ones with the most votes, on Thursday and start another poll. And then eliminate all the ones that didn't get enough votes, and then let people only vote one time. That's how we're doing it. We're doing 2 votes, so... Now, just choose anything you like and see whether let the chips fall where they may. Your vote won't be wasted. For the second vote, you're going to want to restrict yourself to the one that you really care about. But at that point, we'll have eliminated a lot of options. I think I was gonna write. I didn't get a chance to yet, but I was gonna write another tip of the day for today before I go to bed regarding glazing. I wrote a little bit about glazing yesterday because it was what Pushkin Canada had asked me about the last time he was around. I said something about glazing, and he was like, "That's an idea for another tip of the day. You need to write about glazing." I was like, "Okay, that I can do." A little bit of a step off there, I don't like. I'm trying to cover it up. We can do more polls too, if that makes people feel better. Like if you guys would rather have more agency, I wouldn't mind. Maybe we make that a goal at a certain point when we hit probably the only problem I have with the goals for Patreon. One of the problems I have with them is they only let you define the goals one way. You either can define your goals entirely on dollar amount or entirely on patron count, but you can't switch between the two. Because ultimately I'd like to have a certain dollar amount and a certain patron count, you know, like I think at this point patron count is more important, but because certain things only make sense as rewards, more so at certain dollar amounts of support. Like for instance, if we decided to do what we're doing for the 18-hour marathon, is a regular feature of the stream, which is patrons choose a model, I buy it, I paint it on stream, and give it away to a patron. I'm totally down with that, but I think we just need to be at a certain level of support in order to make that functional as like a very regular commitment. I like the idea though. For one, the thing about that is it really lets me do things, especially if I don't have control over, much like any commission really, if I don't have the control over what model I'm painting, if I leave that up to somebody else, then I get to paint more varied things that I wouldn't choose for myself. That's a good thing. Sorry, I gotta get these shoes off. Ooh, there we go. Ah, damn it. What did I do? There we go. I'm so full of food. On the way home from the meeting at the game club, I stopped at a Chinese food restaurant, which was kind of a bad idea. And I bought something that's gross and not good for you. I bought a General Tso's combo. And ate like the whole thing before I started streaming. And I'm just pouring coffee down my chest. Nice. And that's how we do it here. Classy. What? Whoa, that's huge. Wormwood Gaming? Worm Raid! Nice, what's up guys? What was happening over on Wormwood Gaming? I didn't even see you on Museum Info. Thank you for the follow. That is really cool. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. Let me make sure I'm following. Something is up. TV/Wormwood Gaming. I don't think I've caught a stream yet. And I think you've rated a few times now. You love that mini. Oh, it's a really fun mini. I do enjoy it. Whoa, we got so many follows coming in. Meta Mommy, Latchback 4, Freaky Green Eyes, Blame Carla, Noctem63, Gormir, Sunshine 74, Word K. Thank you for the raid. Wormwood Gaming. Oh, there we go. Follow. Oh, wait, Wormwood Gaming. Wormwood, like the company Wormwood that makes all the cool stuff. Oh shit, that's awesome. I was like, oh, hot damn, that's really, really rad. Thanks for reading. I know you guys. I mean, that's really cool. Do you guys play games on stream? Wow, super awesome, guys. Aints Keys. Apollo 7991, Phoenix Rising 17. I might have to mute these alerts. Flashback 4, we're getting caught up here. I might even have missed some in the beginning. Thank you to everybody who just joined the house team. I really appreciate it. I spent a long time looking at Wormwood Gaming D&D screens this year before my group ended up going to World 20. Oh, really? Get caught up on chat too. Oh, dude, that's so cool. Good looking squigs. Oh, thanks, guys. We're kind of in the home stretch. Well, I wouldn't say home stretch. I still have to do all. I just finally put these on, and they need to get. Come over here for the moment until I decide to turn the alerts off. I'll let them run for a little while longer. We're gonna. These have to be all made metallic. Other than that, everything has been started. Other than the spikes on here, which are gonna be metallic. Yeah, thanks. I hope you guys like them. Here, I'm gonna move that off. Hold on. Alert box. Yeah. Make it smaller. That's better. I need it. I need it. Gamer Geek 322 rhymes with pie. Thank you for the follow. Fireball Orion. Thank you for the follow. Plum Goddess. Thank you for the follow. That's gonna go on for a long time, so I just wanted to get rid of that so I could actually talk to you guys. But yes, thank you all for the follows. Really, you're all appreciated. Yes. All right, hold on. I gotta get caught up with chat. So I'm actually on multiple platforms right now too. I've got people on Mixer and DLive as well. Wait, did you freaking paint this yourself? Yeah, I did. Woman that makes the cool stuff. Yeah, exactly. Dice trays and all sorts of rad shit. Tables now too, right? Still way not caught up. Hold on, there was a lot of alerts. Squids are awesome. That's fabulous sculpt. I'm just blown away. Yeah, I mean it's a GW mini. Looks like a ferocious foe. Well painted. Thanks, guys. So cool. Looks Worm fam Loki blowing you up. Yeah, absolutely. How did you get the details on the teeth? Just a bunch of colors, man. It's all about layering lots of colors. Holy cheese, that mini's amazing. Oh, thanks, guys. Welcome in. There may be some tables, yes. One or two tables, just a few tables. We've made a table or two. With a new Kickstarter as well. Oh, cool. Yeah, you guys should hit us all up with the new Wormwood news that I missed since I wasn't there for the Wormwood stream. What kind of new stuff is coming out? I'm curious. I always see Wormwood at all the cons and stuff that I go to. There's a fly in here. God damn it. But if it gets really bad, I'll have to grab the gun. Yeah, so teeth, I mean, it's just, one of the tricks with teeth is you want to make sure that you get a few colors in here. You don't want to just, what a lot of people do is just reach for like Xandri Dust and Ushabti Bone and call it a day. I like to paint it a few times. So like you get in there with a couple colors and build up some shapes. You leave yourself some little gaps, like for instance here, if you look at this tooth, you see how this is like darker line in the middle? I didn't paint the darker line, I just painted the highlights on each side, but I left that darker line to make the tooth look lined, like there's a kind of like a groove down the middle of the tooth. Then I hit this with Seraphim Sepia and kind of pushed it up towards the base of the tooth. And then I used a little bit of green on all these teeth. I used an olive color just to give it... It's not so much that you can even necessarily notice without zooming in, but there's a lot of green on these teeth. Let's see, you can actually see it right here. Where I'm pointing, that's just pure olive green. So yeah, you really want to mix it up with your, and there's a lot of olive green here on this side. If you see that side of the tooth, that's like pure olive green. The Kickstarter for the new Hero Vault is super dope. Check it out. A special home for a favorite mini or two. Yeah, Museum Foe, if I give you permission, will you share a link? Here, hold on. Let me give you a permit so you can share the link, because I want to check it out. Where did my thing go? Oh, here we are. If you don't want to, that's cool too. If somebody else wants to, just volunteer. If you want to link the Kickstarter or whatever. Oh, thank you for the shout out, Pretty Raven. Keep an eye out for the Halloween Wormwood Kickstarter, all I can say. Oh, okay, cool. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Shadow Slayer, 277. Plum Goddess. Thanks to all you people for coming in. I really appreciate it. My name is Steve. I'm sorry, I didn't do a formal introduction. I just freaked out when you guys came in. Like I've never done this before. My name is Steve, HoundsTeam Miniature Painting. Welcome. I stream on Twitch, Mixer, DLive, and YouTube. I currently have a Patreon as well to kind of consolidate support for that for the streams, because most of them are not monetized individually anymore. I used to be a Twitch affiliate, but I canceled that. Hey, Plum Goddess, how are you? I do paint miniatures professionally. I am a commission painter. I have all sorts of projects in the works right now. The big project that we're working on is 25 Imperial Knights. We were working on those at the beginning of this stream, but we switched because I got sick of airbrushing stripes and stuff on knight parts. But these are all part of an Imperial Knight army, actually 2 Imperial Knight armies that I'm working on. for one person. And now we're switching back to this Mangler Squig. So the Mangler Squigs, this is a model I really wanted to paint. And yeah, you don't even know the half of it. It's 25. Here's the primed frames for 4 more. I've got Dominus frames. I've got so many night parts around here in various stages of whatever. Here's some more armor parts. These are just for House Hawkshroud and the Baron. I have night parts everywhere. This is another tray of night parts waiting for its yellow. These armor plates are all going to be yellow. But I haven't gotten there yet. They're pre-shaded. This is the armor plate that goes on the frame that I just pulled out. Hold on. So this guy is gonna get one of these. It's my turn to use the brain cell. Same brain cell, nice. Ding, ding. Everybody's danging. Yeah, Greedy Raven threw the Knight's command to explain everything that's happening. Yeah, they're big. So they're not all big ones. There's 12 of them that are smaller. It's going to be 9 Questoris Knights, 4 Dominus class Knights, and 12 Armigers. One of them is the character Knight, Canis Rex. So I haven't been doing as much other stuff. Here's another model I still have. I have to finish the base on this. I'm going to get this done for like 2 weeks from now. This is from Mythic Battles Pantheon. This is Poseidon. We painted this up on stream as well. This is for a local. I just saw him tonight. Really nice guy. Oh, yeah. Chat window is frozen. Go. Hey, Fisher King Canada, how you doing? And a partridge in a pear tree. My friend outsourced to Den of Imagination to paint his now. Oh, nice. Yeah, Den does great work. Thanks, Nocturne. Noctem63. Yeah, usually I have a lot more stuff lying around on the desk. I can show you my very first miniature ever, because it's on the desk. Like I said, the Knights are taking up a lot of space. This was my first ever mini. Painted in 2013. It's kind of dusty. It just sits on my desk and it reminds me of how far I've come. I'd say I've made some progress. Yeah, but for anybody that has tried painting that, you know, doesn't like the way their stuff looks, look at my first mini. This is not special. This is not all that good, right? I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not great, right? So, just because your first mini or your first few minis don't come out fantastic, all you have to do is just keep working. And eventually, you'll learn some stuff and get better. Alright, back to the Mangler Squigs. I do want to do a little bit of work up here on this leather strap. And then the main thing to work on tonight is the metals. So we'll do some metal work. And thus, a passion was born. Very cool! Oh, thanks, Museum Foe. You're a really cool crew, I gotta say. I mean, I get raids all the time, man. I get great raids, and I love when people come in for raids. But I must say, you guys are an especially chill and positive group. I need to get back into mini painting. So many unpainted minis just sitting around. So what was happening on the Wormwood stream tonight? Role-playing games? Just product announcements? Or like, what was the main... What was the main subject matter? Board gaming? I don't really know. No love like worm love. That sounds funny, actually. That's how us wormlings roll. Yeah, you guys are great. I need to more spend time. I spend more time with wormlings. That's all I know. If this is par for the course, you guys are a rad community. We were playing Astral Chain. Marbles? Oh, sweet. I don't know what Astral Chain is. I know what Marbles is. Yeah, Greedy Raven and I play Marbles all the time with our friend Game Monster 117. What's Astral Chain about? Can you summarize what that is? Because I know not at all. And by the way, welcome Fisher King. Didn't mean to ignore you. Just talking to some new people. Worm life equals best life. Astral Chain for the Switch. Okay. Hey Drax, what's going on? Drax knows all about that worm life. Get that shy halud going. Astral Chain is a cool game. It's basically monsters versus tamed monsters. Okay. Tree life is best life. It's a Switch game by by Platinum Games. Okay. I know Platinum Games. Platinum Games. Am I getting confused? Was Platinum Games involved in a little-known DS game from way back called Infinite Space? Did any of you ever see the game Infinite Space? I loved that game. Oh, thanks, Drax. I think it was original DS. Video games. Bobby does breakdown on Thursday. Sweet. Kind of a weird futuristic anime style thing with robots and robot monsters and weird energy. I don't know, it's cool looking and weird. Oh. Welcome, Caroline. Platinum did! Lack Strike 4. Coming in with that Platinum history. Dude, yeah. I don't know how many other Platinum games I played, but I was obsessed with Infinite Space. It wasn't the best game, but it was pretty good. It had a really great story, and some of its subsystems were pretty good. The worst part about that game was the actual battling. The ship battles weren't the best. But managing your crew was super fun, and the story was super fun. The more you know. That's funny. Made me think of that NBC Rainbow. Oh, Bayonetta, yeah. Were they spun off from Sega or something? I can't remember what their story was. For the metallic parts, are you painting with... it's all going to be NMM on... I'm sorry, no. It's going to be true metallics on this one. The teeth, I don't know if you can see here, this tooth, and this thing over here are already true metallics. This is true metallics. Also, by the way, guys, this is being given away to one of my viewers. So, my patrons are going to be included from Patreon, but people who are earning channel points... Actually, you guys are earning channel points right now if you're on Twitch. People on Twitch are earning channel points, and then if you have enough of them, by the time we do the giveaway, you can get a ticket, and maybe you get lucky. I was going to make the cost of tickets a little bit on the higher side, because this was something that was paid for by my community, basically. I had a donation goal to hit for this, and they hit it in spades, and pretty quickly I was like, oh cool. Some other people want to see me paint this as much as I want to paint it. I couldn't really justify buying it for myself because I don't have a Gloomspite army or anything, or play Age of Sigmar, but I wanted to just paint it because I just thought it looked really neat. Plus, what some people know, I'm really obsessed with the color orange, and I don't really paint orange that often, so this was a kind of a cool opportunity for me to paint some orange. Red orange, still orange. If anybody has any questions about me painting really anything, go for it. It's kind of an every day is AMA day. Wait a minute, how do you get those details with a biggish brush like that? So this brush, I have funny thing about that. Other than the metallics, I have painted this entire brush with an airbrush and this brush. So the deal with a brush that's really important to know if you're a miniature painter. The important thing about a brush is not that it's small, it's that the tip is sharp. You want a sharp tipped brush, not necessarily a very small brush. In fact, when you have a little bit of experience, a small brush is actually detrimental, and a sharp tip brush is better because it allows you to do small details, but it doesn't dry out because a larger brush holds more moisture. Oops, I made a mistake. Clean it up. Nope. Can I just fix it? Probably. Yep. So yeah, pro tip. Don't use a tiny brush. A neat way to both reward and engage. Yeah, I'm trying to get... You can always start a Yujing army. That's true. I would like to do that someday, actually. Your commission site has some gorgeous work. Oh, thanks! Rhymes with pie. Definitely lobbing that link to my... Oh, nice. We learn in chat. We learn it. Yeah, you guys. I mean, if you guys have questions, I'll answer. Otherwise, I can just lob out some stuff for you. So you're not a GW Paints to GW Models purist? Like, no, I'm not. I don't... I like the GW Paints I like, but in general, I don't really love GW Paints. So I mix it up quite a lot. You know, I think a lot of the GW Paints to GW Models purism is one, because people want to have really specific colors like they see on the box art. That's fine. But it also, I think, limits what you're gonna do to a degree. Or just makes it harder to be creative. Yeah, that's how I feel about that. No mistakes, just happy little accidents. No, sometimes it's just mistakes. But, you know, you can always deal with them. That's the best part. I'm just double checking anything else that I completely ignored or forgot about. Okay, with this back here, just a little bit more on this wood from this angle. Like earlier, I had noticed that I had missed the upper lips of these goblins. I had to go back and paint the upper lips. And this guy's tongue I had forgotten, so I got that in too. A little bit. There you go. Hashtag shill. After very long... Oh, cool! Who's doing investigations? Who's running? Oh, is that Greedy Raven? Oh, it's Talcree. Nice, man. It's been a long time. Oh, thanks. It takes a lot of practice. Dark Lord throwing those social links. Thank you. Alright, my chat keeps going crazy on me. I mean, the actual weird window. Alright, cool. Yeah, so are you guys mostly into D&D stuff? A lot of you guys RPG players? Alright, I'm gonna switch brushes because, like I was saying earlier, the one thing I do switch brushes for is metallics. If I'm gonna use true metals, I have to use shittier brushes because the metals will tend to eat up the nice brushes. The little flakes in the metal actually can damage the hairs. Right, I'm gonna get steel, and I'm looking for gunmetal gray. It's back here somewhere. There we go. Give these a good shake. I haven't been able to... It's investigation. It's exclamation point investigation, but we also... There's also an alias for it that's IMV. But you can use investigation. I prefer RPG over wargaming, yeah, but you gotta love those GW models. Yeah, the quality of them is really high. They're also very expensive, but you pay for the quality. I can't spell word. You just did, though! Greedy Raven. Redzy! Oh my god, what's going on, man? Guys, Redzy's my friend from Mixer, and he's an amazing painter and streamer. He's pretty new. He's getting started, but he's a really nice guy. He does tremendous digital art. So definitely, if you head over to Mixer at some point, make sure you give a look-see over to my friend Redzy. I need a little cup because I don't want to put these on my palette. Oh, I see. They're over here. I gotta stand up. Whew, things are a little messy in here right now. Alright, so I'm gonna not use a wet palette for this because these are like that. Now, if I was smart, and if I didn't have the problems that I had with this particular part of this project, I would have probably airbrushed the chain before I tried to attach it, but there were some issues that made that not as likely. So now I'm just going to take this metallic, and we're just going to try to cover as much of the ball and chain as we can. And I'm using a really dark metallic paint right now, so it still is going to look black. You're going to look at it and go, it still looks black, it just looks shinier. Yep, that's about right. And the trick in general with mini painting is you really want to be very conservative with your brush strokes and intentional. You don't want to just be willy-nilly stabbing the brush everywhere and hitting the air and going nuts. You really want to pick a line and go with it. It doesn't mean you might still have to do some brush strokes from a different direction and, you know, hit some other areas, but still, everything with intent. And I think one of the reasons why a lot of people don't build up a steady hand is because they don't practice moving with intention. They don't practice that. They just, like, scrub everywhere. Look, their hand is spazzing out. We'll shade this. There's still a lot of work to do here, actually. I'm probably going to dry brush this once it's dry with a lighter metal, and then we'll give it a wash. And still quite a lot to do. But we're moving in the right direction. There's actually one more piece of ball and chain that broke off. You can see it was attached down here to his foot, but it broke off. I need to work on that as well at some point. Probably won't get this done tonight. I wasn't planning on it. Why not wet palette metallics? Particularly with some metallics you can do it. With this particular type of paint, I'm using an airbrush metallic paint from Vallejo. It's from their metal color line. They're really amazing paints for a lot of reasons. One of which is because the coverage is really awesome, and two, they just go on really smooth. But one thing about these particular airbrush paints is they do not react well with water. They're very, very, very thin to begin with, and if you thin them with more water, they tend to start doing really, really weird things and separating. And if you put them on the wet palette, they tend to collect water up from the wet palette and start to act really weird. So just with these particular paints, you know, my scale metallics or GW metallics I can put on the wet palette, it's fine. But for these Vallejo paints, I don't, because it gets a little odd. That's a good question. Oh, you created a clip? No problem. It happens all the time. Bye for now. Take care, Noctime63. Maybe I'll see you again some other time. Have you remembered to practice painting small, tiny lines? Yes. That is something I say all the time. Enjoying the jams, running a playlist-specific channel. I am, Museum Info, I am using Pretzel Rocks. Pretzel Rocks is a service that lets you stream copyright-free music. Because I'm actually right now also streaming to YouTube, and as anybody who's ever used YouTube knows, they are really hardcore about copyright. So once I switched over to multi-streaming to multiple platforms, I decided I needed to be a lot more aware of getting myself into trouble with those issues. We used to do a Friday night metal stream every Friday, metal song requests and stuff like that. We're kind of in a weird between zone. I've been continuing to do it, but we excluded YouTube. Kind of how we've been handling it right now. Yeah, I can't wait for somebody to win this. I've been really lucky too, because a lot of my giveaways Most of my giveaways, I've just been kind of lucky that they've, not all of them, but most of them have gone to people that have been big supporters of my stream, and I'd say most of my major stream supporters that have been around for a long time have won something at some point or another. Not all of them, but a lot of them have, so I feel pretty good about that. I try to, you know. The other thing, though, is that Twitch and Patreon and various other sites and services get a little squirrely about giveaways, and I can understand why too, but for legal reasons. We had, when it came to Twitch, we had figured out a formula that worked with the Twitch terms of service. Twitch terms of service is Twitch themselves are totally fine with giveaways. What they're not fine with is giveaways that break your local laws, which most giveaways do. But I really figured out how to finagle my Rhode Island state laws to make it legal. The problem with Patreon is they don't care. They'd just rather you not do giveaways at all because they can't account for everybody's jurisdiction, be it viewer or streamer or whatever. They're like, there's just too many people, fuck up, we don't want you to do them at all. So, even the workaround I'd figured out as a Rhode Island-based streamer just doesn't quite work for Patreon, so there's that. Doesn't Twitch get twitchy about the rights issues too? They do and they don't. So Twitch actually doesn't give a crap about anybody who is not a partner. And they will mute your VOD, but they don't strike you. And they don't even mute your VOD, like, they don't mute your entire VOD, and they don't even mute all of your copyrighted songs. They just mute some of them. Just enough to remind you that they're aware that you're using copyrighted music, or to make it look like they're punishing you, but not enough to actually punish you, because if they actually punished you for every streamer for every violation, they would alienate so many streamers in so many parts of the community that they would stop making a lot of money. It's one of those places where, like, they almost pretend that they care more than they actually seem to care. And, you know, the smaller services like DLive and Mixer, like, actively turn the other way, or just don't have the tech in place to tell if there's violations happening, and they don't want to know because they just want their communities to grow. And then YouTube obviously has the tech in place and cares a lot. There was a little hole in the primer from where it rubbed when I was putting the chain together, so I just was starting to look for those little places where there's some sort of little defect or something. Actually, some sort of weird... It might even be potato chips. There's something in here that looks like potato chips, and I'm not gonna lie, it could be potato chips. Because I had a bag of potato chips on the table the other day. So before you varnish your Mini, make sure you blow off all the potato chip dust or anything else that might be on your Mini. True facts. Alright, these metallics that I just had applied are still drying, so I'm just giving them a minute. Drying times? So here's another major factoid for anybody that's new to mini painting. I'm glad you're having a good time, Rhymes with Pie. One of the most important things, if you want to paint minis... by the way, if anybody's in Rhode Island, I might be teaching a introductory mini painting class at Captain Con. If you ever wind up at Captain Con in February. But anyway, one of the most important things to know is that your drying times matter so much. Because if you guys have backgrounds in like chemistry or anything, you might, or physics even, you might realize the difference between drying and curing. So when the paint is dry, it looks like there's no moisture, like the moisture has evaporated. But if the settled pigments and binders haven't actually cross-linked, then if you get them wet again, they separate again. So something can be dry but not cured. But if you make something wet that's dry but not cured, you disturb it. So one of the most important things to do while you're painting a mini is really to let things dry for appropriate lengths of time. Like this metallic that I just laid down, I can tell it's not quite dry. But even the areas of it that are dry, if I get them wet and then agitate that area, I can still rub the paint off. And if I take wet paint from a new color that I was going to highlight with, and I put it on top of that other color that's not dry yet, I can actually peel that old color off. And you don't want that to happen. So that's why I take my time and move from area to area. You know, if you just keep hammering the same area over and over again, you're going to mess it up. Hey, Johnny Utah, what's going on? Potato chips, the new basic material. You know it. Potato chips and chocolate. Each mini comes with an undisclosed amount of metallic colored potato chips. You know it. This is true. I don't know. Actually, I don't know what those little dust bits were. I suspect they were potato chips. They looked potato chippy. But I don't know for sure. I'll work on this foot down here a little bit while I'm waiting for that upper area to dry. Yeah, so I stream 4 days a week plus whenever else I feel like it and have time. My regular schedule is 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. I usually take Wednesdays off. It's very crowded on Twitch on Wednesdays, and I stream on the weekends. I try to stream on Saturdays, but my Saturday streams don't have a set time. I make it when I can make it, depending on what's happening in my life. At least one Saturday a month, I go to my friend's house and we play Gloomhaven all day, and that's really important to me. So that takes precedence over a Saturday mini painting stream. Another project that we have going on currently, it's in another box over that way, is I am working on the 2019 Stream Army. So I paint every year. I try to paint up at least one army for a war game and give it away. This year we're working on a Khorne army for Age of Sigmar, and whichever comes first, when I finish painting the army or the end of the calendar year, whichever of those things comes first will trigger the giveaway. Currently, the army is 57 models. They're not done yet, but that's what I have to finish by the end of the year. 57 models, well, most of which were donated. Only to come back and explain that it was actually dried cat vomit. He dragged it to the studio from home on the bottom of his shoe. Oh, damn. Did you see the YouTube clip of the newscaster who eats loose grape nuts off the floor? No, I did not. What? Only to come back and explain... That's not real. But wait, you telling me that he just saw some stuff on the ground that he thought was grape nuts, so he bit down and ate it? Or did he drop grape nuts and was like, oh, grape nuts, and then reached down to get it and then realizes it's not grape nuts? Because it'd be one thing if I dropped something on the floor and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get it and eat it. I'm not gonna lie, I've eaten things off the floor. But it depends on what it is and where I am. But, because I'm a big believer in exposing yourself to a tremendous amount of bacteria. Google Weatherman grape nuts. Alright, I'll have to look that one up. Thank you, Coyote. Weatherman grape nuts. That alone sounds dangerous. Dude, Google Weatherman grape nuts. Oh shit. Google Tub Girl. Don't do that. Dried cat vomit. Dead Zone's cats vomit from time to time. I think, is it just one of them? How many of you guys have cats? How many cat people in the audience? So we had, for any of my usuals who came around, Johnny Utah, Fisher from Canada, we had a big raid from Wormwood Gaming. And that's where all these lovely, amazing people came from. Very pleased to make their acquaintance. The funny thing about the mini painting community on Twitch is that we do tend to raid each other a lot, and a lot of our viewers just tend to just watch a lot of other mini painting streamers, so we don't always cross-pollinate as well as we could or should with other streams. So I think it's a short-sighted thing. Not the healthiest of things, but... So now I'm coming back with a slightly lighter metal. And I'll do this again at least one more time. And I'm just covering little spots where some light would pick up. Upper surfaces, corners, edges. Just to leave a little bit more reflection. Make the chain a little bit stick out. I'll give it a dark blue and black wash too a little bit later, I think. Maybe even a little bit of... I don't know about rust. Figure that out later. You have 2 cats. Rudy Raven's got 2 cats. Hey, what's up, Vanny Bun? Vanny Bun's got a cat. The Castic Cynic has cats. 2 cats that love the taste of paint water. Oh, really? Plum God has his cat sitting on her hand as she types. Cats are best. It's a fact. June B, I just caught my kitty before she typed a message on here. She's safely on my lap now. Oh, that's awesome. Earlier today, I was taking apart my airbrush, and I had my keyboard in my lap because I was in a friend's stream and I was periodically typing to him. And if you don't know about airbrushes have small parts, and I accidentally dropped an airbrush part into my keyboard. And the only way to get it out, I couldn't even like tip it out. I had to take the keyboard apart, dig it out, and then put the keyboard back together. That's what I did today. I mean, it didn't take that long, but it was a little scary. Well, I initially took the keyboard apart and I still couldn't find it, but I knew it was in there. I could hear it. Couple of little metal details I want to make sure I get. Some of the little metal bits that are holding the reins together and stuff. Alright. On the other hand, you introduced me to probably my favorite non-mini artist on Twitch, Britt the Badger. Yeah, she's awesome. Oh yeah, oh my god. Her dream, what do they call them? Yeah, Britt the Badger's amazing. What are those things called? Not dream catchers. Yeah, cat hair on your painting table. Drawing mini, yeah. Potato Cat is gently snoring next to me. He's a good bub. Is that his name, Potato Cat? I was talking to the crickets tonight. Oh no! You were streaming and nobody was there? Oh, I'm sorry, Coyote BD. I didn't know anything wrong. Potato Cat. Guys, make sure you're following Coyote BD. He's an amazing painter. Fantastic painter. Better than me, for sure. He's my best bub. Oh, nice. Potato Cat. This was a fun raid, minus the cat vomit. I hope to stop back again soon. MBZ Info, thank you so much. Hope you stop by. Yeah, I hit the follow button. I'll definitely be over. I'll have to look up the schedule later. If you find the time. Yeah, for sure. We're a fun group to hang with. Be well. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna come hang out with you guys. Dreambox. Dreambox? Yeah, Dreambox. That sounds about right. I would like to get one. They're expensive, but not... I mean, they're expensive, but they're a lot of work. They're actually a fantastic value for the amount of artistry and work that goes into them. But they're also... They're not a small ticket item. Yeah, but she's amazing. She was really great. I subbed her for a really long time, actually. And then eventually I had to cut my subs down a little bit. His name is Potato. Okay, his name is Potato. His name is Potato. His name was Robert Paulson. funny. Potato's a term I use to refer to minis that look not great. When a mini doesn't look great, I say that it's like potato quality. It came up in relation to we were discussing the minis. The mini I would paint for the 18-hour marathon. I was like, I can't paint a whole board game's worth of minis because they'll just all look potato. To use the term in a sentence. That mini looks potato. It looks like a 5-year-old painted it. No expensive, but there are. Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree completely, Maslaw. How are you doing, by the way? Vanny Bun misses mini painting. Vanny Bun, have you just been super busy lately? You know, I miss Vanny Bun, actually, honestly. Vanny Bun, how you been? It's been so long. You used to hang out a lot, and then you disappeared for your exams, and then you took your exams, and then you got a job, and then shit happened with Carrot, and haven't seen you around much. I'd say the cat is offended, but honestly, that's fair. Watching folks like HoundsTeam and then going to paint is like those guys on Nailed It on Netflix trying to reproduce the masterpiece cakes. That is not true, Mouselock. You know, I've never seen Nailed It. I think I get the concept. Good night, Greedy Raven. Yeah, I definitely am gonna go check out this Wormwood Gaming channel on Twitch, because how could it not be fun with all these awesome people? Going with the comic style and trying to follow Mike Mignola style. Oh yeah, that's right. I painted Rasputin. Rasputin. I can't even see that word and not say Rasputin anymore. Rasputin, lover of the Russian queen. Last night, and he's just all unhighlighted black. Yeah. You're coming back around. That's true. You are. Mouselock, I'm good. Need to go assemble skinks for my kid to paint this weekend. He wants to paint along with me and a friend, and I can't not support it. Yeah, you're right. You really can't not do that. I'm unemployed now, so I have more time to study and paint. You're not unemployed, you're just between jobs, right? Delbert Stinkfaster, wow, that looks, oh thanks! It looks amazing, I'm glad you like it. Nailed It is the best, I gotta check that out. Yeah, Boney M, yep. The first time I ever heard that song was on Twitch. Alright, I'm gonna do one more set of highlights. I think this time we're gonna dry brush just a little bit. I don't know what color I want to use. Dark aluminum? How bright do I want to go? Maybe duraluminum. Let's try it. Just as a dry brush. I'm gonna use a little bit of this. Oh, actually, I take it back. Because as a dry brush, these paints don't work that well because they're too watery. I'm gonna grab some other metallics that I have. Sometimes I forget that I actually learn things from session to session. Like, wait, don't do that. That doesn't work. Yeah, I'm just going to dry brush with this paint. This is a scale heavy metal. I love saying unemployed, but yes, I'm very much between jobs. Yeah. Unemployed is like when you are either unhireable or you got fired or laid off or whatever. But you like completed a contract or something, like you completed a piece of training or something, and now you're moving on to the next position. That's not unemployed, that is between jobs. The difference to me is that some transition period was unavoidable. Like, I knew people that finished residency and didn't have like a position immediately after residency, and they spent some time finding that perfect position. That's between jobs. That's not unemployed. It's technically unemployed because you're not earning money. I mean, I get that part, but I still wouldn't call it unemployed. Jackal Club's painting! Oh my god, hosted for 43 people. Holy shit. Thank you, Jackal Clubs. How you doing tonight? Guys, we're working on these Mangala squigs. About to do a little dry brushing. Let me get this dry brush to behave. Welcome, everybody! That's true. Complete a residency. I'm on an extended unpaid vacation. Yeah. Whoa! You painted 210 frogs? That's crazy. How many, like, per base? Like, per model? Is it, like, 60? Well, obviously not 60. It's probably 30. You did 7 of them? Ah, yeah, thank you, Jack of Gloves. I really appreciate it. How you doing tonight? How was your stream? Pixel Hobo, how are you? Kalini, what's up? Yeah, hashtag extended unpaid vacation. I like it. I like it. I'm not gonna argue with that. We're showing some love and support for our friend Vanny Bun, who was on what is it? Extended unpaid vacation. Doing a little bit of the dirty. Just dry brushing some chains. Very gently. This is just a $1 makeup brush. You know, I've heard about this makeup brush so many times and I didn't bother to ever go and get one at Target until recently. I went and bought one, and then I went back the next week and bought like 4 of them. This is the e.l.f. smudge brush, ELF, I Like Fire. It costs 99 cents at Target, and it's like the best dry brush I've ever used. And I love Rosemary & Company smushing brushes. Those are like $10 a piece. They're fantastic, but it's hard to beat the 99-cent brush. Eternal Bard! Hey, what's going on? Thank you for the ice cream. Guys, Eternal Bard runs a really cool channel on DLive where you can listen to a lot of basically read out loud public domain books and stories. So it was like, he's been running a lot of Lovecraft stuff over the last couple weeks. If you have any interest in listening to, like, if you have time at work and you're not doing something, you want to listen to something cool, go check out the Eternal Bard's channel on DLive. Let me get caught up with chat. I'm doing well. How are you doing? We had some really cool raids tonight. Elf is actually great. I'm honest, have you ever used them for makeup? Better do the shout out right. Wait, what happened? Darko was giving me shit. I honestly bought a 10-pack of makeup brushes on eBay today. Did you really? What makes it a good dry brush outside of price? Yeah, what I like about it, the gaff, needs in particular, there's something about the stiffness. So, like, with dry brushes, you need a balance between surface area, so that you get a decent amount of coverage for the amount of work that you have to do, and sort of stiffness, because there's a certain amount, I don't know, there's different styles of dry brushes, and everybody likes different things. I bought a different makeup brush that is really, really soft and floofy. I'll show you. I mean, it's actually a little bit dried right now, but this is a much floofier dry brush, and I didn't like it nearly as much. It just was a little bit too loosey-goosey. Well, it's got like dried soap in it right now, so it's seeming really stiff. But these short hairs were about the right feel that I wanted and amount of control. It's very personal, so like, you know, it's not gonna be the same for everybody, and it's not even gonna be the same for every situation. Time for bed. Alright, take care. Beta BD, thank you so much. They make good makeup too. I didn't know they made makeup. Yeah, everything I've seen is really super affordable. Oh, Real Diesel D! Oh, Real Diesel D! You were the person I've been waiting for to show up. I gotta tell you my story about this weekend. So, this weekend I went to a Asian night market in Boston with my mother and my sister. And, we went last fall, but it was actually a fall and spring thing. In the spring, we missed it. We didn't go. My mom was, like, in between 2 vacations or some shit. She like, left the country, so she didn't have time to go. So we didn't go in the spring. Well, they changed it a little bit. Ah, thank you, Pixel Hobo. They changed the event a little bit, and they expanded it, and they had more room for various, like, companies to come and set up, like, a booth or whatever and, like, do some promotion to hand out free shit. And guess who was there? I'll give you one guess who I got to talk to at this Boston night market. And they were like, oh, are you familiar with our products? I was like, hell yeah, I am. Real Diesel's gonna get this. I'm giving him one shot to get this. He'll get it. If he's around. Epic Jerky, you know it. Yep, Epic Jerky was there. I was like, I'm actually very familiar with these products. He's like, which one's your favorite? I was like, the bison, man. It's all about the bison. Alton Brown. No, it was Epic Jerky. It was definitely Epic Jerky. I should. You know what the funny thing was? If I actually thought that guy had any pull, I should have asked him about his sponsorship. So me, for him who doesn't know, me and Real Diesel have been joking for a long time about how much beef jerky products I used to eat on stream, and like there was a period of time that I dreamed about being like a beef jerky review stream, just like reviewing different beef jerkies, and that was pretty much what my whole stream would be about. Well, we never did do that, but I joked about trying to get in contact with Epic Provisions about getting a jerky sponsorship for this stream. But I met them and talked to the guys there, and one of the guys was like, for all I know, the guy's the owner of the company. Like he was very interested, like asking a whole bunch of questions. But I think they're just doing some basic market research or whatever. I don't think he actually cared about anything. But I don't think I would have actually been able to get. I doubt they even had the info if I wanted to find out who I could talk to about getting a beef jerky sponsorship for the stream. I'm getting bison jerky tonight. Yeah, dude, do it. They had the bars. They didn't have the They had their meat bars, the ones that are like 2 inches wide, like 3.5, 4 inches long. You know those ones? They didn't have any of the other products there. My mom, of course, was like grabbing handfuls of like samples, like you do. Can always send an email about sponsorship. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, I know, you're absolutely right. But the funny thing is this, like, I've been talking a lot lately about like trying to avoid sponsorships, because when it comes to minis, I just feel like a lot of streams just kind of get ruined by excessive amounts of like product pushing. I only felt like beef jerky was not inappropriate because it was so tangential to what I'm actually doing. That'd be like if this was like a mini painting stream and I was just like, hey, make sure you guys use this brand of toothpaste. I wouldn't feel that bad about it because it wouldn't feel like anybody would listen to me anyway. When we ever meet, we will swap our favorite jerkies. Yes! Can we have it? Can we call it Jerky Swap whatever year that we meet? If we meet in 2020, can we just call it Jerky Swap 2020? It sounds vaguely disgusting. Who's coming to Jerky Swap 2020? Alright, and we're gonna add some brassy, bronzy details. Just cause we can. Hell yeah, I'll make the t-shirts! A sponsorship you can eat, I know. That's the best part. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it, even though I'm already so full of food. I'm pretty happy with how this model's coming together, I gotta say. Can't wait to do the giveaway. Some lucky bastard. What? I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with basing though. What's this for? Hey, what's up? This is a Warhammer miniature. I paint them because I paint miniatures because it's fun, and it can be used for a game, or you could just, look at it because it's cool. I did not sculpt it myself. I bought the model kit and I put it together and I'm painting it. So I didn't design this myself. It's a commercial product. Oh, welcome to the channel. One of the bigger streams I watch always jokes about the only sponsor they'd ever do is some mom and pop shop that had nothing to do with the... Yeah, exactly. That sounds right to me. Especially if you actually like that stuff. Like, the thing about the Epic Jerky sponsorship is, like, I love Epic Jerky. Like, I never eat an Epic Provisions jerky product and go, that was okay. I always eat it and like, that's freaking awesome. Yeah, I should try to line up a whole bunch of sponsorships that have absolutely nothing to do with nothing. Like Polygrip or Bengay or I don't know. capsaicin. I remember, so there was this capsaicin product they always used to advertise on Jeopardy for years and years. It was capsaicin, actually, that was the one. Hell yeah, looks sick. Dem shades though, thanks. Was it IVLR money? I'm missing something. I'm not getting this correctly. Or is it leveler money? Can I call you money? Some D&D action? You could. Why not? No reason you couldn't use this for D&D. Oh, some areas I need to like cover up and stuff. There's some issues with that foot and that area where the upper squig attaches to the lower goblin. So I painted it in parts and then put it together, which is pretty smart for something that's as crazy as this. But it did leave me with a couple little trouble areas. Get them fixed though. Next thing, we need to highlight those areas that I just switch from decayed metal to old copper. Ooh, highlighting. And that was IVLR money. Hey, 46 and 2, what's up? Thank you for the follow, money. Hey, can we talk about sports ball for like a minute, please? I know that a lot of people don't care about sports, and I know you're gonna leave, but just give me a minute just to say Antonio Brown. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you very much. Can somebody throw it on Twitch? Throw an exclamation point hype. Your 49ers won. Time to throw a ticker tape parade. How about them boys? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I only hear about sports ball second hand. Apparently the Cardinals threw their game or something. Oh, really? They did something dumb? Can we agree that Antonio Brown probably was desperately trying to get released from the Raiders? There's no way that was just like that just happened naturally. It was a diabolical plan to get released from the Raiders so he could wind up on the Patriots and win a Super Bowl this year. And that's all I want to say about sports ball. They added skateboarding to the Olympics, really? He just wants to win, yeah, absolutely. He's not the first athlete to do it, too. Skateboarding in the Olympics, what, are there multiple skateboarding events? Is it like park freestyle skating? Half pipe? Not half pipe. Shit. Yeah, listen to me. Half pipe. What the fuck? Vert ramp. I'm embarrassed for myself that I just said this. Hey, two things. That shit looks baller. Thanks, 46. The bellies are awesome. And thanks for the referral. Oh, did that work out? Did that guy contact you? Oh, sweet. I gave him like 4 names. I'm glad he contacted you though. I figured he probably would. One of the people whose name I gave, he doesn't really generate much of a presence for himself. Like a lot of people like to vet potential painters by looking at your work in places. you don't put enough work in accessible places, people tend to disappear or not, not follow through with you. Honestly, pretty reasonable. Sheesh, I don't know, but it's coming 2020. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Wait, where are the Olympics in 2020, by the way? Oh, nice, dude, that's awesome. All 4 hero clicks. Oh, let me show you guys. I'm gonna grab them. I talked about them earlier. Here, I'll show them to you first, and then I'll explain again. I'm back. So I went to the game club today for a meeting. Oops, sorry, I moved the camera. I went to the game club today for a meeting, and I'd forgotten that I had talked to this guy a week or 2 ago. And he told me that when he was at Gen Con, because he went to Gen Con in Indianapolis, when he went to Gen Con, there was a booth there that they would take your picture or whatever, and they could superimpose your face on models and 3D print them. And he paid for them, and he got these. And I know they don't look like much now, and I know you can't really see the detail or anything. You can't see what's going on here because, you know, there's not much to see until I get these cleaned up. But I will tell you this. These look exactly like the dudes. That's one of the reasons I don't mind showing you, because you can't really see them. You're not going to be like, oh my god, you showed off that dude's face. I mean, you can't tell. But as somebody who knows this human being, that looks like him. Like, especially in the profile, I look at that profile and I'm like, from 50 yards away, I would know that, like, that was him. Like, it's well, not from the mini, but I mean, it's like, that looks like if I was looking at this particular person from across the room. I'm like, damn. And just like I can see this guy across a big room and recognize him, I can recognize him from these minis. So, pretty cool, actually. There was a follow I just missed from somewhere. Hold on. I think it was on D-Live. Thank you, whoever did that. That was cool. Thank you. I don't know. Honestly, he doesn't remember the name, and I don't know. I wish I knew. I don't know if it's Hero Forge or not. I don't know if they do that at events. Oh, that might have been a mixer follow. Hold on. Let me locate that. Yes, that was Chris Carrot. Thank you for the follow. Hey, Chris Carrot, what's up, man? Chris Carrot is my friend Chris Van X on Twitch. We've been friends on Twitch for a long time. He's an awesome, awesome person. Alright, we are going to do a little bit more highlighting on the metals. A little bit of speed metal. Oh, that's the wrong color. If that's fully cured, be gentle when removing the supports. Well, I'm sure it's fully cured because it's been a few weeks, and I'm going to be gentle. I'm deathly afraid of all resin, so I assume that it needs gentle hands. Actually, I'm going to put it back where it was, where it's safest, away from where I could just toss something on it over here. Redbot! Ah, thank you, Volley. Volve. I got a little bit of glare on the screen today. There we go. Volve. Crimson Cornai! How you doing? Ron said, Pie, I have a lot of love for Hero Forge. Definitely don't have a whole party of minis from them. Especially a whole party of minis from them with one person's face on them. The thing with those particular minis, though, well, I don't know. With Hero Forge in general, they're very delicate. They're very delicate. Radbot, Pensive Troll, thank you for the sparks. Volv, thank you for the sparks. I greatly appreciate that. Oh, and a GIF. Nice, thank you. I had a taco. Everybody's just throwing sparks over on Mixer. Also, it's been fun hanging, but I gotta sleep. Alright, take care, Plum Goddess. It was awesome to meet you. I hope I'll see you in a Wormwood gaming stream when I make it over there myself. I just had a terrible experience with polyurethane resin that resulted in recoating a base the night before this competition from scratch and sawing a mini off the old base. That sounds terrible, Crimson Cornai. That sounds really, really, really terrible. I'm sorry that you went through that. a little bit of shiny. Fundamentals. Guys, make sure you check out my friend 46 and 2 as well on Twitch. Who else? Jacker Club's Painting is hosting, and he's an awesome painter. Definitely make sure you check out him. Part of the Long Work crew. Who else? Who else needs a good shout out? Chris Van X is a great traditional artist on Twitch. If you want to watch something besides mini painting, definitely go check out Chris Van X. He will be streaming with his wonderful wife Vanny Bun 3, who's a good friend of the stream as well. Who else is around? Coyote BD. Shouted him out earlier. Better painter than I am. Awesome dude. You know, I have a lot of friends that paint here on Twitch that don't get a lot of views. It's a little sad sometimes. It just takes time, it's part of it. But some really fantastic painters like Coyote BD and Nick's Thin Minis, and you guys should also make sure you check out my friend Kalini. I don't know, I've got a million miniature painting friends on Twitch. Still looking forward to getting back into the mini scene. Yeah, Rhymes with Pie. So, here, I'll give you some more tips. Here are my tips. Paint as many minis as you can. You know, try to learn something new with each one, but also don't overthink them. Because when you're new, just get through as many minis as you can, because initially, volume over quantity will actually help you to grow a little faster. Because there's so many new challenges presented by each mini, that just getting through more of those types of new experiences and challenges will probably yield you faster gains. Okay, not to say that you shouldn't put in effort or anything, you should, but quantity, consider it. What else do I want to say for new painters? Everyone's gonna tell you to thin your paints, and that is not wrong. But what no one's gonna tell you is the equally important thing to thinning your paint is managing the amount of paint on the tip of your brush at any given time. If you don't manage both the thickness or thinness of your paint and the brush load, you're going to be in trouble. A lot of people will thin their paint, but then they put too much paint on the brush, and then it's just as bad, and they still get really terrible results, and they don't know what they're doing wrong. Then they assume that they're thinning their paint wrong, and then they try a million different things, none of which work, because the problem wasn't their thinning of their paint, it was the loading of the brush. So, yeah, that's an important tip right there. My two most important things I always try to tell new painters is watch your brush loading and let your paints dry. Don't keep touching wet paint. It was recording. I need to start streaming again now that I'm done with the slow, boring to watch stuff. Hey, Squigs, looking good. Thanks, Brian Black. How you doing? Mojo Hamster, I'm trying to feather, and I get coffee stains immediately. Is it the temp in my room or something? It could be. Temperature and humidity can play a role. Have you tried using drying retarder? And also, the other thing that goes along with it, whether you're using drying retarder or not, is speed. It's possible, and again, I haven't seen you do it, so I don't know what you're doing or how you're doing it. It's possible you're not doing it fast enough, because if you're getting coffee stains, there's two possibilities. One, you could be not actually getting coffee stains. So there's two ways you could get the appearance. Let me see if I can try to show you something here. So, okay, if I paint something on here and I let it start to dry, right? There's two things that can happen. One, I can wind up kind of smearing out the edge, which is sort of what feathering does, right? But then if it gets too thin at the edge can actually coffee stain. That might be what's happening to you. What happens to a lot of people is not exactly coffee staining. What it is it starts to dry in here, right? They put this down and then it starts to dry. And then when they go to lift off the paint, they tear off some of the paint, but there's still a dried edge around the edge. And that is... Most of the other type of coffee staining happens because the paint is too thin. It starts to almost separate where it's over thinned. But this type of thing isn't really coffee staining as much as tearing, is paint tearing. and that is because the paint was partially dry when you were trying to overwork it. So if that's... This doesn't look anything like it. Unfortunately, I just can't generate a good example of it immediately without destroying my model. Yeah, but if you're feathering and you're not getting a smooth blend, you've got to at least consider that you're not working fast enough or that you need more drying time. My god, am I familiar with that problem where you wear holes in the middle of a patch? Yes, that is... Have we talked about that before, Mouslock? I feel like I explained to you how not to do that, and then you were like, oh, good. Now I know how to not do that. Unless we didn't have that conversation, then I'll explain to you how that works. I also have to watch for any place where the paint got kind of scuffed up. Oh, like under here. I need to get the appropriate color to fix that. It's Huldra Blue. There it is. I think something similar at least, yeah. Yeah, so when you say quickly, under 8 seconds, Mojo Hamster, you should both start and finish your feather in less than 8 seconds. If you're continually trying to feather past 6 to 8 seconds, you're taking too long. At least for me and my environment and how I do it. But that's sort of the order of magnitude. If you're like, oh no, I'm feathering it for 40 seconds. Yeah, that's too long. Alright, good night, Shadow Slayer. It definitely depends on your environment. It's pretty humid here. I don't live in a super dry area. So, the way I explain it is that you have a danger zone. Oh shit. I didn't want to do that. That's okay. I need to buy a new one of these anyway, but I wasted some extra paint right now. I'm talking a clean, damp brush within 3 seconds and it tears. But maybe how I'm trying to lift the paint off is incorrect. So the way I try to feather is I put the stripe down, and then I take the damp brush and I just come right along the side like that. That's it. I just try to like I literally just come right down the edge. You know, obviously I messed that up there, but yeah. So that's how I do it. I just make a line like wherever my thing is. And then I just come back and just slightly overlap to blend out the edge. That's all there is. Could it be too much material? Absolutely. It could be. It also could be that if you're getting actual coffee staining, it's possible that you have too much moisture in your removing brush, and that you're getting water that's actually seeping out and it's leaching out paint out and causing a coffee stain on the side. That wouldn't cause the tearing. Tearing is different. If we're still talking tearing, that wouldn't be probably that problem. I tend to find that people do over-thin their paints a lot. I can show you how I thin my paints in a minute when I finish finding these holes and patching them in my primer from where that happened. Okay, hold on. Let me finish this patch and I will show you my tip for how I thin paint. Everyone's going to have their own ways, so this is not the definitive anything, but I'll just show you how I do it in case it's helpful. I always try to explain to newer painters, I know some of you guys aren't new, but how I do it. Yeah, yes, Crimson Cronite's right. Yeah, wetting the surface definitely will help. Because it will help to prevent that edge from drying out before you get the feather in. So I'll show you how I thin paint. So here's my palette. I will focus in a little bit. Alright, so I just accidentally put in this over here. Now, this is actually not a good example because this is a pretty thin paint to begin with. Let's start with this Gal Vorback Red. It's a base color from Citadel, okay? So I'm just going to take some right out of this pot, goop it up. Now here's the first thing. This is going to be a repeat for a lot of you guys. You see, anytime that you have paint on your brush like this and it changes the profile of your brush, you either have the paint is too thick or you have too much. But anytime the profile of your brush has changed, there's an issue either with the thickness or the load or both. Anytime you have thickness and load correct, you should have the brush in the same profile it normally would be in, which in this, for the case of this brush, is this. Okay, so looking at your brush before you go to take it to the model is always important. If you notice that the profile is blown out in any way, there's something wrong and you need to fix it. Okay? Alright, so now here's my full strength thick paint, and you can't quite tell on the palette right now, but you can see it's kind of lumped up on one side because it's pretty thick. Now when I thin paint, what I do not do is even though I have a bottle of water, I never try to just take water and just squirt it out onto the palette. Because you can never get fine enough control. You're going to overshoot and wind up with paint that's too thin if you're just trying to mix drops of paint and drops of water on your palette. That's how most people start. They don't know what else to do. So they're like, I don't know, I'll put paint on, I'll drip water on. You're never going to get it right. You got to be a lot more cautious than that. All of this assumes you're using a wet palette as well. What I do is I take my brush, I put it in my water, I quickly get some of the excess moisture off of it so it's a wet, damp brush, but not sopping. You can see this is sopping. The profile of my brush has changed. See how it doesn't have a good tip and it's just so full of water? I remove the excess water so it's not sopping, but it's definitely damp. Okay, maybe even a little damper than this, but this looks pretty good. It's still shiny because it's still nice and wet. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick the tip and only the tip of this paintbrush into the paint at the side of where the paint touches the wet palette. And the reason for that is because the wet palette is doing the job of having moisture come up through the paper at the surface of the paper. So I don't want to stick in from the top of this paint because that is furthest away from the paper, whereas where the paint is going to be driest because the least water is coming up. It has to travel. I want to be right at the surface. So I'm going to come right in here, grab some paint, and pull it back out away from the rest of the paint and back and forth across the wet palette. And what that does is it does two things. It mixes the water from my brush, my damp brush, as I spread the hairs, as I go back and forth, the water from the brush goes down the tip and into the paint that I'm pulling back and forth. The second thing that it does is it almost works like curling, like the sport of curling. As I pull the paint back and forth across the palette, it pulls moisture from the surface into that paint, and then I sweep it away again, and then more moisture comes up from the wet palette. Because there's an osmotic pressure from the pure water underneath and the solution on the top. So if you need more water, you grab a little bit more water in the tip of your brush, and you do the same thing. You can keep adding water, tip full of water at a time, until you get a really thin, you can keep pulling away, and then you can get a really thin layer. Back here, we're now at a glaze consistency. Up here, I still have layer paint. Okay, see, that's still pretty thick, but down here was a glaze. And I can always grab full strength paint at any time, completely unadulterated. That's the other thing about doing this, rather than just dropping water onto your palette and just mixing the whole thing. I now still have unchanged paint here, and then I can kind of go around the sides and edit exactly how thick or thin the paint is in various areas And you fine tune the amount of thickness or thinness of your paint for each brush load. But the other important thing is when you load your brush this way, you know, kind of pulling back and going back and forth also removes a lot of the excess paint from your brush. And so you don't come away from doing this with like a giant load of paint on the brush. This is just that same profile. Remember how I said, I haven't even looked at the chat yet. I'll get to that in a second. How I said that you always want to see this profile. If the profile's blown out, like it was when I just load up my brush with water like that, there's too much something on the brush. Or if it's too thick and you haven't removed the excess, you get a big glop. And you see how that has changed the profile? How there's a big... See the tip, how it's curved and hooked and loopy? There's too much paint. Now, can I use paint that's this thick? Yes, but I have to remove the excess. So I can use this paint without thinning it, even though it's super thick. That's a little bit of a, I wouldn't say a pro move, but you probably want to be a little bit more experienced to use fuller strength paint. So the trick is, we always tell new painters, you know, thin your paint. And the truth is, yes, you must thin your paint, but this is like an index. You have to always thin your paint and manage the brush load. Alright, I need to change my paint water really quick because it is super thick with goopy gunk. I don't know if you can see, but literally when I'm picking up paint water now, it's just like filled with metal and pigment and shit. So I'm gonna go dump this out. I'll be right back. Alright, I think next we can apply a wash to the metals. Of our Mangler Squig. Alright, if anybody has any questions, let me know. I got a little off topic of what we were talking about for feathers. I think it's a combo of all that stuff. Yeah. You said that before I talked about any of that stuff. Alright, cool. Well, thank you all for hanging out. Whew. We're going to keep going for a little while, but the stream's going to be a little shorter than usual because I started 3 hours later than usual, so we're going to end in about 20 minutes, I think. We're going to try this black wash. Just need a little something to squirt it into. Let me grab one of these. Oh, let me use this. Okay, cool. The other thing with this model is I'm going to need a little bit of time not looking at it before I can judge whether it's done or not. I don't know if you've ever been in that situation, but sometimes you get too close to a model and you can't tell if there's other things that need to be done or if it's done or what. You just are too close to it. You either want it to be done so badly that you're willing to overlook things that haven't been done, or it's been done for a long time and you can't see that it's done and you just keep pecking at it for no gains. I definitely do both of those things all the time. I'd say most of us do. I think it snapped a little bit down here, but I'm sure I'm going to try to fix it. It might be the only thing that's giving us the flexibility for this to work right now. Alright, I totally neglected to do a tip talk of the day today on Patreon. I apologize, guys. I'll get a good one in tomorrow. I might have to double up this week. I try to do at least 5 a week. Am I off cam? Off cam this whole time, haven't I? Oh, and I never changed the focus, so yeah. So I've been painting and you can't see anything. Oh well.
I've never known a life like this. A stranger's kiss, the sweet attraction. I've never known a love like
Hey, do you sculpt much? No, I suck at it. I've worked with milliput and green stuff and want something in between and chance of how easy it is to work with. The things I would check out, the other two-part epoxy putties that I've worked with are Procreate and Magic Sculpt. Magic Sculpt is pretty close to milliput, it's pretty similar. Procreate, I feel, is like maybe somewhere in between green stuff and milliput. You might like that. I can't guarantee it. It's a gray stuff. If you've ever seen Procreate, is what you may have seen as gray stuff. I think that's what it's closest to. It is gray, but yeah, I know you need principal neck. I hate that feeling once you get to a certain point and don't know if the model looks good anymore. Yeah. Well, usually if I just walk away for 2 or 3 days and come back, I can tell. Yeah, one of my old game stores I used to go to actually carried it. If you're in New York City, which is where I used to live, they used to carry Procreate, I think, right at, what's it called? The Complete Strategist. Complete Strategist used to have it on 33rd. I don't even know where mine is. I think the rest of my Procreate's in a box somewhere. Alright, you know what? I can't even tell anymore what's happening with this model. We're at that point. I do know that I need to prime and paint this other little piece. It's now been misplaced. It's over here somewhere. I'm gonna lose it. And that was right over here. It's the last little spike ball. Oh, here it is. So this piece kind of got left behind because the airbrush. It's past airbrush time, so I need to get this thing cleaned out and turn off the compressor. Nope, not lucky enough to get that all the way run out without the air compressor kicking out. Alright, compressor is off. This is the last piece, because this broke off a long time ago. As you can see here, I can glue it back on, it's just a little chain. Then it'll stay on the base, but it's got another little... Oh, can't see anything because I can hit the camera again. It has a little foot here that's also going to go on the base. With another little point of contact. Not that it actually provides any real support. There's another little one of these. I'll take care of that one of these days real soon. Let's see, tomorrow I need to do a lot more Imperial Knight stuff, so for those of you that came in at the end, you didn't see, but I was working on all sorts of Imperial Knight armor parts earlier today, and one of the things that I need to do is all of the yellow you see on these is going to turn into chevrons, so what I'm going to do is put tape on at an angle, and then to cover up the yellow so the yellow will be protected, and then spray black so that we get the black and yellow lines. And all of these are going to have now. This one's going to be chevron, so it's going to be split in half. So it's going to go down and up like that to form these. It's House Raven. You've never seen House Raven before. That's what they have. This one's going to have a Princeps stripe. So later on, I'll cover all this up again and paint the middle white, or really light gray actually. But then there'll be chevrons on the side with red stripes, and then white down the middle for the princeps, and then this one's going to be a baron. Yeah, this one's going to be a baron. So this one's going to have, I'll do the chevrons, then when I get the chevrons done, I am going to cover up everything except this stripe here and this stripe here, and then I will paint those white for the baron stripes. Similarly, at the beginning of this stream, we put the baron stripes on the House Hawkshroud armor pieces. There's only one baron, and I wasn't absolutely perfect in my tape placement, so I'm going to have to do some hand painting to clean up that border and that border there, and then straighten this out here. You know, it's not perfect. There'll be just either some more tape work and airbrushing, probably more some brush work, just to fix it a little bit. I think what I'll actually do is just go closer to the edge up here, and then just fix it up that zone. Same over here. Just go closer to the door, and then just fix it as it transitions back towards the end of the door. It'll look much better anyway when all the rails and stuff are in. It'll get covered up, and there'll be a lot of other things that will distract your eye, but it still needs to get fixed. And that's what I'm going to work on tomorrow. None of these get chevrons. These are House Hawkshroud. This one is my bad boy. I'm going to be yellow and black. That's the only one that I kind of made up a pattern for. It wasn't straight out of the codex. Every other one is straight out of the codex. Alright guys, I'm going to call it a little early. About 10 minutes earlier than I had planned. Oh, Opposite Side of the Country. Complete Strategist is a bunch of good stuff. Tiny Sword of Navigator. Yeah, it's impossible to navigate with a backpack. Like, you have to almost take your backpack off because you can't pass other people. It's a fun little store, and the people there are really nice. I never knew their names, but the husband and wife that run that store are pretty great. Alright. Let's see. Who is live that we can read? Kite Man Ceramite. I see Sabat TC. What's he doing? Oh, you know what? Looks like Teal Zakure just started up. Yeah, Teal Zakure just started up, and he is doing some Infinity. Let me make sure he's on. Yep, we're gonna go over to there. Oh, no problem, Mojo Hamster. Anytime. Even if you wanted to like message me when I wasn't streaming. I love answering questions. If I can help, I'll try. If I get off topic, just let me know I got off topic. We're gonna raid Teals. Tomorrow, I stream from 2 to 6. Tomorrow's my early day. I'm streaming from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Rhymes with Pie, thank you so much. Glad to have you around. It was really cool to hang out, and I hope I get to see you over on the Wormwood Gaming stream. I will be over there following, so I'm going to check out the schedule too, so I can make sure to hang with you people more. You people, what am I on? What's with this you people? Alright, let's raid Teals. So if you're on Mixer, I'm going to try to find you a place. I'm going to find a place to host. The only way I can figure out how to make Mixer work is I have to host after I end the stream, so hang tight. I've had a few viewers on Mixer, and then every time I go to host somebody, I always have 0 viewers by the time I close. Alright, we're going to click over on that raid. Have a great night, and I'll see some of you tomorrow, maybe.